Before we start this video, if you have something to write with, you can join me for a moment. Take a blank page and just begin to write. Without a structure, it doesn't have to make sense, and you can even start with, I don't know what to write, and then keep going from there. Don't stop to think, don't correct anything, just let the words move as they come. We will be doing this for 5 minutes. I will set a timer, and then we will start the video. This is how I usually write, and it's called Stream of Consciousness. I've been doing it for a few years now, mostly in the mornings, and I've been doing it when I was introduced to the Artist's Way, and there are so-called morning pages where you write 3 pages a day in the morning, just as a form of putting things out of your mind and onto paper. I didn't really understand the morning pages in the beginning. Why does it have to be 3 pages? And sometimes it would take me almost an hour to finish the 3 pages. But at the time I just had moved abroad and I didn't have a fixed structure. So in a way the morning pages became my fixed structure in the morning and a way to start a day with a routine. And over time I started to notice a pattern. The first page was usually everything that was on my mind, worries and to-do lists and small frustrations or big ones. It was a place to clear space. And then once that was out, something shifted and I would start to think more freely. I would start to dream a bit and imagine different versions of my life. Things that weren't really realistic sometimes, but also felt important to explore. And by the last page, there was often something else that happened. I noticed a bit more clarity, new ideas popping up, and it was like my mind had made some space for something more creative to come through. And I think that's why I kept going with the morning pages. Because even though it sounds simple, it gave me something I didn't really have before. The space and the pause and a routine. And these days, to be honest, my routine looks a bit different. I still write, but not 3 pages. Sometimes just a few lines. Life has more structure now and more distractions. And I noticed it's becoming harder to stay focused with the page in the same way as I did before. And I think that's also why when I was asked to join the journaling club here in Paris, I said yes. It felt like a different way to come back to something I already value. But it feels different to do it with others. It's less about emptying your thoughts, but more about exploring them in a group. At our first meeting, we didn't start with writing at all. We started with a question. Namely, why are you here? Some people had actually never journaled before, but they wanted to create a space to reflect. And others already have a practice of journaling every day, like me. And it was interesting to hear how different everyone's reasons were, but how similar the feeling behind them was. We all have a feeling that we spend way too much time moving through digital spaces, typing, scrolling, reacting, and writing by hand actually feels so different because it slows down your thoughts. It slows it down to the pace of your hand. You can't skip ahead. You can't edit. You have to stay with your feelings and with your thoughts. And this is a different kind of journaling for me. What's new for me in this club is the structure. We are using guided prompts and a journal that moves through 3 phases: awareness, alignment, and action. We're doing 1 prompt per week. You're really exploring pieces of you. And you're being witnessed because there's the group. Because when you reflect with others, you realize that you're not the only one thinking about certain things. And you see yourself in other people when they share their thoughts. And you start to feel a little less pressure to share. And in between, most of it still happens alone. Sitting with a question, writing something down, and slowly understanding yourself a bit differently. And maybe now you can come back to what you wrote at the beginning, read it again, and notice if there's something in there that you didn't expect, or even just why do you want to start journaling? Why were you interested in clicking that video? If you're interested in creativity, journaling, and building a life around it, I share videos like this every 2 weeks. And if you'd like to explore this kind of work more deeply, I also offer workshops and one-on-one sessions. Thank you for being here. See you.